You bought the brand your parents trusted, the name your grandmother swore by, you paid heritage prices for it, and it still fell apart in 3 years. Or the label underneath said, Vietnam, not the American workshop you were promised. Here is what nobody tells you. On a lot of these famous names, the company that earned the reputation is already dead. You are paying for a logo that outlived its own factory. These are 10 of them. We start gently at number 10, Pulaski. Pulaski is a real American name. It opened in the town of Pulaski, Virginia, back in 1926, in an old reclaimed plant, building bedroom furniture the hard way. For decades, it was exactly what it looked like. But watch what quietly happened. As early as the late 1980s, Pulaski began importing unfinished parts from Asia to assemble and finish at home. And over the years, the balance kept tipping until the name stayed American and the making largely did not. Today, most Pulaski case goods are imported, designed to a price, and sold on the strength of a heritage that describes a factory floor that no longer works the way the story implies. This is the softest version of the pattern you will see today, and that is exactly why it is the right place to start. Nobody lied to you outright. The name is genuine. The history is real. The furniture under it just moved overseas while the label kept the old accent. When a brand leans on where it started instead of where it is built now, the story is doing work the product cannot. Number 9, Pennsylvania House. And here the name is older than almost anyone reading its tag. It was founded in 1887 in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. And for most of the 20th century, it was a byword for solid, correct American furniture. The kind of maker that put dealers through a factory tour and a 2-week course before it would let them sell the stuff. That reputation was earned. Here's the problem. The company that earned it is gone. Pennsylvania House is a real manufacturer wound down around 2005. And what survives is a name that resurfaces from time to time on licensed goods, riding a reputation the current products had no hand in building. This is the cleanest warning on the list. Heritage since 1887 on a label can mean the furniture in front of you and the furniture that built the name have nothing in common but the word. A founding date is not a promise about what you are buying today. It is a claim about a company that may no longer exist. And once you learn to separate the two, you cannot unsee it, which brings us to a whole family of names that died together. Number 8, Drexel, sometimes sold as Drexel Heritage. To understand Drexel, you have to understand the machine it got fed into. Drexel was one of the crown jewels of Furniture Brands International. In the early 2000s, the largest furniture company in America, more than $2 billion a year, holding Brohill, Thomasville, Lane, Henredon, and Drexel under one roof. Then the whole thing collapsed. Furniture Brands went bankrupt in 2013, was bought by the private equity firm KPS Capital Partners, renamed Heritage Home Group, and went bankrupt again in 2018. When the pieces were auctioned, the Drexel name was bought by Authentic Brands Group, a licensing company known for buying troubled brands. And the court paperwork says the quiet part out loud. The sale was for the brands only. It did not include the factories or the manufacturing operations. So what you buy under Drexel today is not the output of the Drexel workshop. It is a trademark licensed onto furniture built by whoever holds the contract. The workshop was never part of the deal. Number 7, Henredon, and this one stings, because in its day, Henredon was the ceiling. If Drexel was a crown jewel, Henredon was the name people called the Rolls-Royce of American furniture, hand-built, wildly expensive, the stuff of estate homes. It went through the exact same doors as Drexel, Furniture Brands, then Heritage Home, then the 2018 bankruptcy auction, then into the same Authentic Brands Group portfolio, brands only. Factories not included. Today, Henredon is effectively dormant as a maker, a prestige name held in a licensing catalog, sitting beside fashion and celebrity logos that have nothing to do with furniture, largely gone from the showroom floor that once revolved around it. Here is the lesson the top tier teaches most clearly. Prestige is the easiest thing in this industry to hollow out because the higher the reputation, the more a bare trademark is worth to a licensing firm, and the less anyone checks what is actually being built under it. A legendary name is not a legendary company. Sometimes it is just the most valuable thing left after the company is gone. And no name in this family was more trusted by ordinary buyers than the next one. Number 6, Thomasville, and for a lot of you, this is the one that hurts. Founded in 1904 in Thomasville, North Carolina, this was the American furniture name for the better part of a century. The brand your parents saved up for, the case goods that were supposed to be forever, sold through its own dedicated Thomasville stores. It rode the same machine down, Furniture Brands, Heritage Home, the 2018 bankruptcy, and into Authentic Brands Group as a licensing trademark. Brands only, factories not included. And Authentic Brands is the same kind of firm that licenses faded fashion labels and celebrity names. To it, a century-old furniture maker is just another logo in the portfolio. If you are learning how these names actually work, subscribe. I take apart a different corner of this industry every week, and the number one name on this list might genuinely change how you shop. So here's where Thomasville lands. The word on the tag is a century old. The company standing behind it is a licensing arrangement a few years old. That is not automatically bad furniture, but you are paying for a reputation the current makers did not earn. And if something fails, you are chasing a warranty through a licensor, not a factory. Buy the piece in front of you on its own merits. Do not pay $1 extra for the ghost of the company that used to make it. Number 5, FlexSteel. And I want to be fair here because a lot of you defended this one in the comments, and you are half right. FlexSteel is not a dead brand. It is a real, functioning company, and its famous blue steel spring genuinely is good engineering, backed by a strong warranty. So why is it on a list about names that outran their own factories? Because the map on the tag is out of date. For generations, FlexSteel's whole identity was made in Dubuque, Iowa. But FlexSteel permanently closed its Dubuque manufacturing plant in 2020, laid off more than 200 workers, and sold the building. The plant that carried the brand for decades now makes pet food. The famous blue steel spring is produced in Mexico and Asia today. The company kept its headquarters in Dubuque, which is how the Iowa story lives on in the showroom. This is the subtle trap, and it is worth more than the obvious ones. A brand does not have to die to mislead you. It just has to keep selling a factory it already closed. Judge FlexSteel on the chair you can inspect today, not on a Heartland story that ended in 2020. Number 4, Clausner. And here the pattern stops being slow decline and becomes sudden death. Clausner was a 60-year-old North Carolina institution founded in 1963 in Asheboro, and as recently as 2022 it still made more than 70% of its furniture in its own American plants. Then, in 2017, a New York private equity firm bought it, and on August 7, 2023, it was over. Clausner told roughly 900 employees that its lender had abruptly refused to keep funding the business and that it was permanently closing every facility, effective immediately. The same kind of overnight funding collapse that had killed United Furniture just 9 months earlier. The assets were handed to a liquidator and auctioned off, and 43 shipping containers of unsold goods were reportedly abandoned at the ports. By the end, Clausner was already licensing its own name onto celebrity lifestyle collections, a maker renting itself out even before the lights went off. There is a name-only revival being floated now, but the company that built the reputation is finished. Think about what that means if you own a Clausner sofa, or you spot the name on a showroom floor. The warranty behind the older piece is orphaned. There is no original company left to honor it. And anything wearing the badge today is a revival trading on a reputation it did not build. 60 years of trust can end in a single overnight email, and the price tag never mentions that risk. Number 3, Lane. The cedar chest name, the recliner name, the one in half the family rooms in America. Lane was sold out of the Heritage Home wreckage to a Mississippi company called United Furniture Industries in 2017, a firm that had taken millions in taxpayer incentives over the years. And what happened next is one of the ugliest stories in modern furniture. Just before midnight on November 21st, 2022, United Furniture terminated its entire workforce, around 2,700 people, by text and email. No notice, no severance. Health insurance cut off immediately. Drivers already on the road were told to stop and bring the trucks back. The owner effectively vanished, and the lawsuits are still going. One former employee said generations of her family had built Lane furniture in that plant. Now the plant is dark and the name is dormant. So when you see Lane today, understand what you are looking at. A trademark that survived the company and the people who actually made it mean something. The badge is still for sale. The workshop it stood for was switched off overnight. Number 2, Barcalounger, because this is the one that confesses in writing. The name is almost a synonym for recliner, and people buy it believing they're getting the old American icon. Here is what actually happened. The original Barcalounger closed its Rocky Mount, North Carolina plant in 2009, shut its Virginia plant without warning, and went bankrupt in 2010. The name was bought by a new company, relaunched in 2011 out of Morristown, Tennessee, with production moved to China, and only quality control left in the States. And that new company posts a notice you should read before you ever pay for the badge. In its own words, it bought the name, but not the business. Every warranty on a Barcalounger made before 2011 was declared null and void, and it states plainly that it cannot even get you parts for the older chairs. Sit with that. The company will tell you, out loud, that it is not the company you think it is. Most hollow names make you dig for the truth. This one prints it on its own website. If a brand has to publish a note explaining that your heirloom's warranty died with a company you have never heard of, the badge is not heritage. It is a costume. And number one, the name that should worry you most, Brohill. For generations, Brohill was the American living room. Solid, affordable, everywhere. Follow where it went. Brohill rode furniture brands and Heritage Home into bankruptcy, and in 2018 the trademark was bought by Authentic Brands Group and the Schottenstein organization, brands only, no factories. It was then relaunched as a Big Lots exclusive, a proud manufacturing name reduced to a discount store house brand, built largely by United Furniture Industries. Then the dominoes fell. United Furniture, the primary maker of Brohill pieces, collapsed overnight in 2022. Big Lots later blamed that collapse as one cause of its own downfall, filed for bankruptcy in 2024, and closed all of its stores. And when Big Lots was resurrected in 2025 under a new owner, Brohill was left behind. The new owner did not even want it. The trademark now sits with an asset liquidation firm, a business built to squeeze value out of dead brands, not to build a single chair. Read that arc again. Brohill outlived its manufacturer, its parent company, its main vendor, and the very store that sold it. The name is still out there for sale, stitched onto whatever a licensor decides to build next. Everything that ever made it real, the factory, the workers, the company, is gone. That is the whole lesson of this list. In one word, on a tag. So where is the trust still real? Look for the rare companies that still own the factories that carry their name. Ethan Allen still makes about 75% of its furniture in its own North American plants. Bernhardt and Century are still family-run in Hickory, North Carolina. Century, into its third generation, with hundreds of craftspeople on the floor, they kept the company, not just the name, and that is the only heritage worth paying for. Do not buy the name, buy the company that can still build it. Subscribe for the next teardown.